experienced also. Yeah. So the thing is, they just teach just for money perspective, for the business, just like that. Because when it comes to teach somebody, that means you are just need to you need to just put some efforts to the students, right?
So you
I am.
so you will just copy me after I speak, or you will
No,
copy me at the same time?
tell me what will you say. How will I know that what will you are going to say?
That is
Yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying.
how-
सो है प्रीत जहाँ की रीत सदा मैं गीत वहाँ के गाता हूँ भारत का रहने वाला हूँ भारत की बात सुनाता हूँ एंड टुडे in the podcast or in this podcast we have Preet, and Preet has worked a lot and a lot and a lot harder and harder to improve her English, and now she has started and began teaching English.
Yes.
Hope I am not wrong.
Yeah, so you are perfectly right.
So I think we were there in 2015.
2015. Yeah, no, it was 2019.
2019. Okay, so 2019, she was very small kid. Not a small kid, but I think she was in class 10th.
No, just passed out the 12th.
Just passed out the 12th. And now she has qualified and completed her master's, and she is teaching now, and she is a mentor of English speaking. I'm not gonna just, give you a long lecture, but I'm just gonna talk to Preet about or regarding English speaking, because you must have many questions on how to speak fluent English, how to start speaking English. So Preet, first of all, tell me exactly what is English speaking, and how to really begin learning English.
Okay, so English is just a language, as we have Hindi language, Punjabi, and so other languages are there. So just like that, English is just a language. Basically, it's just a foreign language. We can consider it like French are there, German is also there. So English is just a language.
So English is just a language, but this language sometimes becomes very difficult. It becomes like Mount Everest, or it becomes like a big marathon, right? People feel so nervous while learning English. So what are your solutions?
Well, it's a quite obvious question. Basically, people generally do think like this, that it's just a very difficult task. It's not like a rocket science. It's not a science which you need to study more and more. It's just simply a language. There is nothing that much difficult aspect of English. So it's just a simple language which you need to just follow up the some kind of tips or some steps to just proceed with this language. That's it.
So if I want to know that what are the steps to learn this language or to start this language, somebody comes and says, "Oh, Preet, come on, tell me what's the best way to start or to begin learning English." So what will be your solutions and inspirations?
So first of all, everyone should know about the language. Like, what is it? So basically, nobody knows about what is it. What kind of topics we need to just study in this particular language, and how do a particular language means English starts, where to begin and where to end. It's literally a very typical concept. But when we ask from someone that what is English, they just generally say English is just a language, and why do we need to study English? They just say like because everybody just speak English. So that's a critical point here. So the main motto is to understand from where English just begin. So basically English is a language and we need to just speak, and then in written form we use alphabet, means letters, to make a word. From words we make clauses, then phrases, then a particular sentence, then with sentences we use to frame a particular paragraph. Then it comes to writing part, like essay, passage. So these are the following steps, but they generally don't know from where English begins and it ends. So basically, before just putting some efforts to learn these skills, they should know about what is it in real. So this is.
Okay, that's the best thing that you have told about English language, and I think you must follow Preet's statements and instructions, whatever she is telling. For she is telling to start a language as languages is started. But yes, there are a few more questions that, we started learning English after 3 months, we gave it up, and we cannot speak English because we thought, it's quite difficult because we mug up like she cooks food, she does not cook food, does she cook food, and a lot of things like, the people try to cram, but they fail to speak. What's your solution, Warwick?
So basically here it comes about mentality of a person. as we can generally look around us, that so many people are just learning English for almost 3 to 4 years now, and it's such a pathetic thing, yeah, to go with. So basically, the mentality should be changed first, because English is just simply a language, and in which you need to think of that as we speak Hindi, likewise, we need to just speak English. For instance, I'll give you some examples while taking the Hindi sentences too. So let's suppose we just say in Hindi that मेरी आज क्लास थी, मैं पढ़ के आई हूँ अभी, like this. But when it comes to English, we generally say, I am Rajpreet Kaur and I am 24 years old. So here the question is, we are just fluently speaking Hindi, and if I'll say that मेरी आज क्लास थी, है ना, मैं अभी क्लास पढ़ के आई हूँ, it will sound like a robot. So this is the same point here. While speaking in English, people generally speak like in a robotic way. So that is the different. So, but people don't think of it. They just do speak and they just say that, oh, I don't know how to speak English fluently. So that's a point.
So you want to say here, right, we should speak English while feeling this English, right? We should just speak it from our hearts and full emotions.
Yeah.
How do
You're saying that most of the people will think like it needs most of the efforts. They need to just put more of the thinking of it. But the thing is, as we speak Hindi, saying likewise, we need to just speak English. That's it.
That's it. But Hindi we know. The point is, since birth, we have been living in an atmosphere of Hindi. We know Hindi. We understand Hindi. कहाँ जा रहे हो? क्या कर रहे हो? दरवाजा खोल दो, दरवाजा बंद कर दो, and all a lot. But when it comes to English, we don't know the grammar of English, the words of English.
Just because of the environment, as we are in the environment where people generally speak Hindi or their native language, right? So basically, it's a point. But you have your cell phone with yourself. At any time, you can use that platform to just improve yourself. So the main motto here is just to create an environment for yourself. But so many of students generally think of it, oh, I need to spend more time on it. Oh, it's just such a boring task. I don't have time. They just waste a lot of time on scrolling on internet, chatting, gossiping on phones. So that was really the typical thing to just think of it. But now let's suppose if a student is taking class from an institute, so it's their duty that they should follow and just create an environment for themselves.
That's great. That's great. You have stated great points and great instructions and lessons and great things and great for, like the path you have shown to the people to follow these techniques to speak great and effective English and fluent English. Here now again, I'm just, thinking of a question, and the question is arising that, is it important to follow the technique of accent? Why is an accent? Is it important to use accent while speaking English?
Well, I personally believe that accent doesn't play a much role here, because British accent is different, American accent is different. So, and we have our own Indian accent too. And Punjabi have their own accents, right?
So I want to listen something in Punjabi, that how to speak something in Punjabi.
Like in English.
In English, how will you speak in Punjabi?
Okay, I used to speak like, I am a student and I look just like this.
Okay.
I take classes from British lingua, and so here the pronunciation of and it's just a kind of a Punjabi tone. Yeah, actually I'm Punjabi, so it's obvious that I'm gonna just reflect my accent in English too.
That's right. That's right. So now mention or just say, like speak in Punjabi something, right? Speaks and say something in Punjabi. Just in Punjabi, not English.
Okay.
In Punjabi accent.
So ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਮੈਂ ਹੁਣੀ ਦੱਸ ਰਹੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਬੋਲਣੀ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ, ਤੋ ਤਾਂ ਹੀ ਉਹ ਚੀਜ਼ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਆਪਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਗੱਲ, ਜੇ ਉਹ ਬੱਚਾ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ 'ਚ ਬੋਲੂਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੈਂਗੁਏਜ ਹੈ ਨਾ ਉਹ ਉੱਥੇ
So I was trying to know and I was trying to understand about the Punjabi. So if you have to give some tips to speak fluent English in Punjabi, so what will you be saying and what will you be talking?
in Punjabi.
In Punjabi.
Okay.
Allah
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ। ਤੇ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਅਗਰ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਲਾਈਕ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਪਰੂਵ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਬੇਸਿਕਲੀ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਪਰੂਵ ਕਰਨ ਲਈ ਇੱਕ ਹੀ ਟੈਕਨੀਕ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਫੋਲੋ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ ਈਵਨ ਆਈਸ 'ਚ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਪੀਕਿੰਗ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਪਰੂਵ ਕਰਨਾ ਆ ਦ ਸੇਮ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਇੰਗਲਿਸ਼ ਸਿੱਖਣ ਲਈ ਵੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਚੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਟੈਕਨੀਕ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਦੈਟ ਇਜ਼ ਸ਼ੈਡੋਇੰਗ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟਿਸ ਕਰਨ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੀਨਸ ਇੰਪਰੂਵਮੈਂਟ ਹੋ ਜਾਊਗੀ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਹਲੇ ਅਟਕ ਰਹੀ ਹਾਂ ਜਸਟ ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਆਫ ਮੈਂ ਦਿੱਲੀ 'ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਹਾਂ एग्जैक्ट करके दिस इज द रीजन ऑफ
English improve कर दें by shadowing practice, right? Shadowing practice. So
shadowing practice is really most important and in fact
what is shadowing practice, by the way?
So shadowing is something like as we already know about it as we were in the school time. There was a teacher, she said like just repeat after me, 2 1s are 2, 2 1s are 2. The students just repeat after
Right.
the teacher that 2 1s are 2. So that is a repeat after me practice. But when it comes to a shadowing practice, that means to copying something at the same time.
Okay, as we say good morning, so same time he or she has to say
good morning.
okay, just like that. How you just say something, I'll
You just say something.
I'll say.
Yeah, you just say I'll do the shadowing.
I'll say and you will do that. Okay, fine. Here I am.
Okay.
So
Here I am.
So you will just copy me after I speak, or you will
No.
copy me at the same time?
Tell me what will you say. How will I know that what you are going to say?
That is what I'm saying. No, that is what I'm saying. So, I have to tell you first.
Yeah.
I have to.
Let's suppose I'm saying I am a student. I've told you that I'm a student. Now let's say it together.
Okay.
I'm a student.
Okay.
I'm
a student. Okay. So I'll tell you first. Like Preet is so beautiful, right? So Preet is so beautiful. Okay. I said that is what we need to do.
Yeah.
So I need to first tell you that. For example, I want to say you can speak English.
You can speak English.
All right.
So you are saying you can speak English. So I need to just follow your tone because you are a male. Yeah.
Right.
I need to just same thing like as you are doing. If I need to copy the same thing, then I'll have to just make my voice tone high.
Can you make your tone like this, like I am doing it, right?
I am like. So I'm just telling what exactly is it.
So for example,
Just simply, I just mean is that in India, people generally say, I am a student. This is so simple, right? But foreigners generally say, I'm a student.
I'm a student.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what they need to just copy. So that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what if I speak with this vocal cord or diaphragm, or if I say, yeah, of course, you can speak English if you want.
Of course, you can speak English. Sounds crazy?
Sounds crazy and sounds great, right?
Yeah.
So, okay. So we were talking on an accent, as you mentioned, you said that about British and American accent. So is it possible that we can generate our own accent, our own voice modulation?
Own accent is something like it is just a fantastic topic. Okay, I'll just say that own accent is not gonna be
Any national or international accent?
I just mean like Punjabi has their own accent, right? India has their own accent, American has their own accent. So if I'll say my own accent, that will not simply happen.
For example, I speak something, right?
If you are gonna be speak something in another accent, then that perfectly gonna match with some other person because you can't have your own accent.
For example, I speak and I don't understand.
That's about your voice.
Okay.
Voice. Well,
What kind of accent I'm using right now? For example, if you have to analyze or you have to judge my accent. So what accent?
basically, we are not speaking like American or something else. We are just speaking fluently. This is really matters a lot.
But people say that, oh, what kind of accent is this? We don't understand.
This simply because people are used to just listen of the Indian accent too much.
That's why.
That's why, because I generally get a lot of question that your speaking is literally too good. How do you do that? So you have typically a different kind of accent. So due to this, I've just cleared so many interviews too. So that's a really point here.
That's
And what I found is that if you have good fluency in English, then you are gonna be rock in interviews too.
That's fantastic. So fluency matters.
Fluency matters a lot.
Fluency with mentality.
Yeah, fluency with mentality, that how do you deal with the questions? What if you speak fluently, but you don't have any kind of mentality perspective of how to do a business, how to deal with business perspectives and economic terms, then you are not going to be selected in it.
There are so many people, or so many students or English speakers that they speak, but they don't understand what they are speaking, right? They speak illogical coins. They don't have any content to speak. They don't have knowledge and information to speak. So,
are you just saying in the perspective of the students who are just learning? Just simple.
It's not learning who are learning, but the people who are professionals as well, who have been learning for a long time or teaching somewhere as well. So what would you like to say about those people?
Okay, I don't want to be so controversial here. So basically what I find is that so many teachers are there who teach English. They do have good knowledge. They are more experienced also. Yeah. So the thing is, they just teach just for money perspective, for the business, just like that. Because when it comes to teach somebody, that means you need to just put some efforts to the students, right? So I saw somewhere that a teacher are just sitting on the chair and students are just copying from the board. So it was really shocking for me, because as English is just a language and teacher needs to just support their students by teaching them, but they are just there just to earn money or some kind of reputation in the market, but students are still there who just doesn't know that what's going on, how to speak English. So that's the point.
That's the point. Because the students come with great expectations and hopes. They pay you money, they pay you their time, they pay you their values, they respect you, they value you. So that's why you should never cheat with your students, what I hope. And I think Preet is just, an example where she's being a girl, or she's working hard, struggling and chasing her dream and working hard for the students' welfare and for the students' transformation. And that's the greatest thing I can say, that you're doing a great job. And now, the last question I would like to ask you, being a girl or being an English teacher or being an English mentor, how difficult it is, and how easy it is, and how transforming it is? Just I want to know.
Well, teaching somebody is not an easy task. And if I talk about myself, that literally took me so much. I had to pay so much for it, not in perspective of money, in perspective of time and some kind of dedication too. So when I teach students, I generally face the things that what they are actually facing. So I just work on those points. That's it.
That's great. Fantastic.
Such a transforming for me.
Such a transforming for you. Okay, that's fantastic. Now you need to repeat after me, and I'm gonna say a few lines for them, for these students and for these viewers who can just transform with the help of these sentences. If you want to speak English, you can speak.
You can speak.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
It's easy.
It's easy.
You need to begin it.
You need to begin.
Sometimes cram it.
Sometimes cram it.
And sometimes speak it.
And sometimes speak it.
Talk with the people in English.
Talk with the people in English.
Walk with English.
Walk with English.
Observe English.
Observe English.
Start speaking English.
Start speaking English.
From the exact moment.
From the exact moment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.